Most cities build more roads when traffic grows. But Pimpri Chinchwad is taking the opposite route.
In a road, whatever the street width is available, everybody has an equal right on it.
Now we know how crucial are footpaths and cycle tracks for making cities livable, for getting people out, for children, for kids, for aged people.
Only public transport and non-motorized transport can take us sustainable cities.
We believe if we can change the street, we can change the world.
Popularly known as PCMC, Pimpri Chinchwad is India's third fastest growing city. It is located right next to Pune.
भाई यहाँ पे आया 76 में, तो उस टाइम पे रोड भी छोटे थे, तो धीरे धीरे डेवलप हो गया पूरा। उस वक्त सब साइकिल यूज करते थे, साइकिल ज्यादा था, अभी साइकिल है ही नहीं, साइकिल दिखेगा नहीं आपको, तो ये थोड़ा फर्क हो गया है। सबके पास थोड़ा पैसा बढ़ने से 2 व्हीलर आया, 4 व्हीलर आया।
This is Kalewadi. Located in the heart of Pimpri Chinchwad, the area has several schools and an active marketplace.
मेरा नाम रुपेश मोरे है। मैं इधर पिंपरी चिंचवड में 30 साल से रह रहा हूँ। पिंपरी चिंचवड में बहुत सारे डेवलपमेंट हुए, आईटी कंपनी आए, हिंजवड़ी जैसा आईटी पार्क आया है। वैसे देखेंगे तो पूरा पिंपरी चिंचवड में काम तो हो रहा है, बट जो पूरा होना चाहिए, अभी वो चौक से लेके इधर कालेवाड़ी फाटा तक 5:30 बजे के बाद जो ट्रैफिक होता है, तो उधर से उधर जाने के लिए आधा से पौन घंटा लगता है, क्योंकि अगर ट्रैफिक रहेगा तो इधर कोई गाड़ी नहीं लगा सकता है। तो उसके बाद क्या कस्टमर क्या सोचता है, इधर खड़ा रहने से अच्छा हम आगे जाके देखेंगे, तो वैसा भी इधर प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है ना।
With around 25 lakh people and over 23 lakh registered vehicles, there's almost one vehicle for every resident. But the city wants to shift gears by nudging people to walk, cycle, and use public transport instead. In 2018, PCMC launched the Urban Streetscapes program to make that shift possible.
बस एकदम सही है। ज्येष्ठ नागरिक को तो सुविधा है, जाने के बाद बैठने के लिए जगह मिलता है, और फेयर के लिए पैसा भी थोड़ा कम लगता है।
In Kalewadi, new footpaths and cycle tracks connect straight into the city's bus rapid transit system. This is part of a bigger plan to knit non-motorized transport into the city's network of public transport.
हाँ, इधर से नजीक रहता हूँ, मैं पैदल आता हूँ। पहला भाई फुटपाथ था, लेकिन अभी चौड़ा कर दिया है, साइकिल के लिए ट्रैक बनाया है। पहला पुणे साइकिल के लिए फेमस था, पूरा साइकिल ही चलता था। अभी दवाई के लिए भी साइकिल नहीं दिखेगा आपको, फिर ट्रैक क्यों बना रहे आप?
ये साइकिल लेन जो है ना, ये आप बता रहे, इधर से साइकिल तो कम, 2 व्हीलर ही ज्यादा, बाइक ही ज्यादा जा रही। शाम के टाइम पे अगर इधर पूरा जो देखेंगे ना, 101 गाड़ी इधर से है ना, पूरा गाड़ी इधर से ही जाता है। लोगों को चलने के लिए भी जगह नहीं रहती, तो वो फुटपाथ लोगों के लिए, गाड़ी चलाने वालों को है, वो समझ में नहीं आता कभी।
So with private vehicles still on the rise, why is Pimpri Chinchwad betting on non-motorized and public transport instead of just building more roads? Pimpri Chinchwad's push for safer, more inclusive streets began in Akurdi in 2018.
This is Akurdi and Nigdi Pradhikaran area. So when Pimpri Chinchwad decided to take up this urban streetscape program, that time this was one of the first neighborhoods. The pilot project of 5 streets was chosen, which was called S1 to S5. So this was close to Akurdi railway station and lot of colleges in this area. So a completely institutional cum residential neighborhood. That's why this neighborhood was selected.
मेरा नाम वैशाली है और मैं यहाँ पे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स के लिए प्रिपरेशन के लिए आई हूँ। मैं रोज़ ट्रेन से ट्रैवल करती हूँ और यहाँ पे क्लास करती हूँ। मैं प्रॉपर संत तुकाराम नगर में रहती हूँ और फिर वहाँ से 1 किलोमीटर पैदल चल के आती हूँ और फिर ट्रेन पकड़ के यहाँ तक आती हूँ। यहाँ पे मैं ऐसे यहाँ पे पास में है ना, तो मैं पैदल चल के जाती हूँ।
From Sant Tukaram Nagar to Akurdi, the journey by train and on foot takes 50 minutes at a monthly cost of only rupees 100 using the rail pass with negligible emissions. The same journey on a two-wheeler takes 30 minutes but costs nearly rupees 850 for the month, leads to 3 times the emissions and worsens the city's congestion.
As other cities globally are facing the same problem of having private vehicles on their road and not people, same is with our case also. We have widened our roads and we got many more vehicles in the city. Actually, in a car, 1 or 1.2, 1.5 persons are traveling and it occupies say 10 square meter area. Bus occupies 40 square meter area and it carries 100 people.
Data has shown that most of the emissions, especially 2.5 PM 2.5, they come from vehicular emissions, that is the tailpipe emissions. So at some point, vehicle restriction will become a necessity. It also has to be comfortable, convenient for people to not use the private vehicles. Wider footpaths, good cycle tracks also result in good accessibility.
तो ये एरिया बेसिकली धर्मराज चौक के है और यहाँ पे डीवाई पाटिल का एक कॉलेज है और इधर के साइड में इस्कॉन टेम्पल है और इधर के साइड में वैष्णो देवी टेम्पल है। सो हम वैष्णो देवी टेम्पल के पास में रहते हैं, वहीं पे हमारा हॉस्टल है और पास ही में है, मतलब मोस्टली 15 मिनट्स का डिस्टेंस है। पुणे में आपको पता ही है बहुत सारी गाड़ियाँ होती है, तो वैसे भी हमें रोड क्रॉस करने में भी दिक्कत होती है क्योंकि गाड़ियाँ है, ट्रैफिक है, मतलब एक्सीडेंट हो सकता है, तो फुटपाथ इज यूजफुल।
Safety is critical. In 2023, Pimpri-Chinchwad lost 360 people in road crashes. Well-designed footpaths and cycle tracks can help change that.
When this was designed, this was a 24-meter ROW street. ROW is basically the right of way from property edge to property edge, as per which the section of the street is decided. So there was a median in between, there was a 7-meter carriageway for the vehicular traffic, then there was a comfortable clear footpath for pedestrian connectivity, and then the existing large trees which were already there along this entire stretch. So the footpath was given with the comfortable connectivity, and the cycle lane, as you see, was a painted cycle lane. So that, and because it was a painted cycle lane, the speed of the vehicles was reduced. So for reducing the speed of the vehicles, there were raised pedestrian crossings given, there were speed humps, there was cobblestone. So we have been using a lot of the local cobblestone which was earlier used at tank roads to reduce the speed of the vehicles so that the vehicles slow down and the cyclists can traverse safely in this entire neighborhood.
There is always a belief also that when one is trying to carve out a footpath, we are carving out the footpath or the non-motorized zone from the motorized vehicles area, that is the main road bed. And if you take a video of any street in India, all the street have a typical scenario where vehicles are moving and the edge of the streets, the vehicles are not moving and people are walking at the edges. And the edge is occupied either by the hawkers or it is occupied by the parked vehicles, and only one lane or maximum 2 lanes are used. So if you have this video, if you draw the lines, you can clearly make out that this is the utilizable road.
So it is more of a reallocation of road space, and in by no way it actually narrows down the road.
Beyond making streets safer and reducing pollution, this infrastructure helps create healthier neighborhoods, stronger community ties, and a thriving local economy.
यहाँ पे चाय के बहुत सारे ठेले हैं।
हाँ।
सर्दी में आप साथी यहाँ ऐसे बारिश में चाय पीते पीते जा सकते हैं।
हाँ।
गर्मी आया तो यहाँ पे शिवम जूस सेंटर करके है।
अच्छा।
वहाँ पे आप जूस पी सकते हैं यहाँ पे आके।
हाँ।
फिर उसके बाद नाश्ता करके जा सकते हैं अगर आप सुबह आ रहे हैं। बेसिकली वही करते हैं बच्चे, सुबह आ जाते हैं लोकल से, उसके बाद इधर नाश्ता करते हैं। 15 रुपये प्लेट पोहे मिलेगा आपको यहाँ पे, बस ठीक है आप जा सकते हैं फिर कॉलेज।
From upgrading streets, the city is now working at the neighborhood scale through the Harit Setu project.
PCMC over a period of after the pilot which was taken of 5 kilometers have reached almost 50 to 60 kilometers of execution stage, but it is in various zones and various wards. And now one is trying to connect them. So finally we need to have a connected network, like the way the roads need to be connected, the footpaths also all over the city need to be connected.
So Harit Setu earlier started with connecting the greens. But as the concept developed, it was not only about connecting the greens, but greens defined as the gardens, the residential, the institutional, everything together, connecting all the dots in the neighborhood, from your house to the tuition class, to your medical shop, to the nearest metro station, railway station. All that gets incorporated into the neighborhood. That was the concept of Harit Setu.
So if anybody is staying over here, we hope and we are very confident that they will be able to walk to the metro station, walk to the railway station, walk to the BR station. That would be one kind of a mobility that will be established. This project, once executed ward by ward throughout the city will get connected in terms of walkability and cyclability.
We need to not look at transit system or mobility as silos in respect to how it can help in betterment of environment, betterment of economy, etc. So when you look at a conjuncture of all of these efforts, then probably you create a solution. So it is a mix of, say, low emission zone programs, it is a mix of better speed management in the city, it is a mix of better street design guidelines, it is a mix of parking management, which is because there's a huge parking demand. Harit Setu sits as a great space because we're working on all of these.
PCMC has introduced several measures to ensure its goal of creating a sustainable city is achieved. In 2024 to 25, over half its transport budget went to sustainable mobility, with 1/3 for walking and cycling infrastructure alone. And in 2021, PCMC adopted an ambitious NMT policy aiming for 90% of trips to be made by walking, cycling or public transport by 2036. The impact of these policies is beginning to show. In Linear Garden, residents rate the pedestrian and cycling infrastructure as among the best in the city.
So I'm a runner. I use this one for running because it's a safe place to run. At the same time, you feel that you're running with nature basically, right?
अभी जब से ट्रैक बना तो उसमें से हमको भी बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, पब्लिक मिल रही है तो अपना सेल हो रहा है.
Across PCMC, 88% of people surveyed say walkability has improved. But the work is far from over. Only 4% of PCMC's streets have been transformed. To meet its NMT policy goal, every major street must offer safe, connected walking and cycling routes that link seamlessly to public transport.
Walkable footpath, comfortable walkable footpath and cycle tracks are necessary for sustainable development. Otherwise, for next generation, if you are promoting private vehicles, we will be nowhere.
For the period of time, number of years that we have done, we have been very strongly saying that the depth of the democracy is decided by the width of the footpath in a city. All our streets, all over India, are designed adopting universal accessibility in mind, which is a act of parliament and also a Supreme Court order. Then it is very easy to convince the people, the authorities to get walkability in place. But I am sure and confident that in years to come it will happen in all the cities.